Hello Scorpio, welcome to my channel. I'm here to do the reading for the month of April for the Sun of Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. This will be a general reading. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then it doesn't. Happy to sit with you, Scorpio. I hope you are well. I've been pre-shuffling your cards before. And now let's see what is the energy for my dear Scorpio. Scorpio, I love your energy. Intense. Let's see what's happening for my dear Scorpio for the month of April. Three of Pentacles. What's going on with Scorpio? For April 2019. What's happening for Scorpio April 2019? April is quite an interesting month, energetically speaking. And I think that's going to impact all of us with the transits, movements, with this whole, it's new energies coming in. There you go. Ooh, Scorpio. Matters of the heart, matters of the heart. Of course. Right, give me one more card for Scorpio for the month of April 2019. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. Ooh. Will you look at that, Scorpio? Isn't this beautiful? Bottom of the deck, you have the Hangman. Alright, so this is your theme. This is the underlying energy for this reading. This story is here to work with this energy. And your energy that you're working with, your theme is the Hangman. The Hangman is a break. It can even be perceived as a delay. But most of the time, so see, the Hangman, if you look at the expression of this person here, he has a very serene expression on his face, yeah? It shows me that this person stays in this position by choice, yeah? It's almost like a retreat. It's he's learning something from this. It's like gaining some sort of enlightenment through surrender and letting go and a change of perspective, yeah? He's changing perspective. He's looking at the situation from a different angle. It's a beautiful energy, the Hangman, really. It may have to do also with whatever feeling of self-sacrifice. Maybe when we feel that we do a sacrifice for the sake of others, or for the sake of career, for the sake of something that we value, so we have to give up something that we'd rather really want or care about, but we can't pursue it. I'm going to pull out some clarifiers for all these cards. I kind of see the duality of this energy. So you have the Empress with the Three of Pentacles, beautiful. Let's see, what do we have for the Lovers? What do we have for the Lovers? So you've been in through some sort of slow down and retreat almost phase, in which you had to look at a situation from a different perspective. And I think this brought you different prospects into the real life, into like new connection and networks with people from different areas, different disciplines, different different schools of thought or different walks of life. Mine. What's happening here, Scorpio? Intense as always. Nothing's ever subtle with you, is it? I mean, there's subtlety, but it's going deep. This is going deep, Scorpio. And it has to do with love. It has to do with relationships. It has to do with processing of your feelings. You were never great at this, were you? Processing of your feelings. And it's quite understandable, because yeah, you Scorpio are incredibly intense. Your feelings are generally quite strong, and you're very passionate. So sometimes it's just really difficult to understand them and to not react. That's why sometimes, yeah, Scorpios tend to act pretty, like, be pretty mysterious for their partners in terms of what's really going on inside them. Okay, what do we have here? The Fool card. Mine, Scorpio. There's definitely a lot of change in perspective, that's for sure. The Hangman energy, it's probably working wonders for you. Okay, wait, why did I pull this one out? Where is this one going? Okay, let's put it with the Hangman, but I want to see also what's on the bottom of the deck, which is the Seven of Wands. How interesting. This Seven of Wands had been popping up a lot this in these readings that I've done for other signs as well. I think I had it with Taurus, I think I had it with Aries, I think I had it with, oh mine, with so many of the readings, and maybe for a good reason. You know, there's a big change in the energy around us, the cycles, the you know, the new the new year had started like after the equinox, right? And an Aries energy that we're currently in is propelling us into a whole new journey, a very different energy than the Pisces energy that we just came out of. And all these transits with Mercury retrograde, and we're still like feeling the shadow of the Mercury retrograde, even though it's not retrograde any longer. But then Jupiter is going retrograde in Sagittarius, and I think Pluto is going retrograde. I'm not really sure, I need to check it. But yeah, there's things going on, and they're intense, and we feel them. We really feel them. And the transit of Uranus in Taurus, that's big, like moving out of Aries and moving into Taurus. So I feel like, yeah, this is affecting us all, and quite deeply, and kind of puts us in this whole defensive position, because things are changing and we don't really know how to work with it. We don't really know how to deal with all this new energy. And the things that we used to do that used to work for us in the way we related to the world as we knew it, don't really work out so well any longer. And we started like feeling a little bit like we're walking on thin ice, and you tend to get defensive in moments like this. But this is why I think you need this change of perspective, this waiting period, this moving, and yeah, moving slower with this Knight of Pentacles, moving a little bit slower, and taking it easy, and allowing yourself to do what you do best, which is going deep, right? There you go. It's about your relationship with other people. It's about your relationship that can be working relationship. These are like people that work together and they build up something. But these are like very grounded, very, very connections. You help each other build something together. And you have it with, by the way, this is three with the Empress. Which is like, she's all about nurturing and caring and self-love and self-nurturing and self-caring. And she's like really, really embodying this power that comes from the feminine side, that comes from creativity and from authenticity, which is a very different energy than what we're used to. The power tended to be about, you know, this patriarchal, I'm stronger than you, I am braver than you, I can take so many risks, and I'm so pushy, therefore I'm powerful. Well, this is a very different kind of power, and this is the kind of power that seems to start moving things now much more than before, and start being like bringing value into the world. And we're not used to this, and it's a little bit scary, and it's a little bit weird, and it can bring a complete new revolution into the way we relate to the rest of the people, because we don't relate anymore, or when we try to relate to the people from this place of like power, drive of necessity, provider. Well, no, we are already embodying this abundance energy, and all is about the expression of the self, creative expression, and collaboration that's mutually supportive. And yeah, this brings a revolution. This brings something that we don't really know how to work with. This is kind of like make our way to relate to the world before kind of crumbling, and that's scary. That's scary, baby. That's why we get so defensive, yeah, because the tower is falling. The way we thought relationship are supposed to be based on is changing, and that has to do maybe a lot with relationships in couples and in partnerships, loving partnerships, marriage relationships, or with closed ones like family. Maybe even the idea of what is the basis for a relationship is changing. You see that there's this mountain between these two people. This is like the challenges that they need to kind of overcome in order to find themselves, find their being alone and together at the same time, having this relationship based on mutual respect and authenticity and nurturing love and care. It's not about, oh, I can provide this for you, I can carry this for you, and you can carry that for me, and that's how we're going to support each other in a lovely codependency. No, that thing is crumbling. And it's not about power anymore. And Scorpio, I think that goes deep for you, because if there's one sign on this zodiac that loves power more, is you. And of course from the relationship, and we can get a lot of power, or the illusion of power, but this comes with a very different idea of power which you're not very used to. And that's why this whole concept of you kind of being forced to rethink and rearrange in your mind what a loving relationship means. That needs to be processed. That comes like a lot. This is like a lot of burden that you've been carrying mind about how to be the provider, how to be the strong one, how to be the one that's carrying the whole world on his back, if anything. And that needs to be processed, that needs to be taken from the mind level to the heart, and again and back again, from the heart to the mind, and align those two. This is also a lot about aligning your mind with your heart, and reconciling different aspects of yourself, feminine with masculine, the yin and the yang, and the more dynamic action-based energy to the more like introverted and reflective energy. And yeah, these two definitely don't feel comfortable, and immediately after this tower, that's like making you revisit all these concepts of how to be in the world, how to be in a relationship, how do you identify yourself in relation to others, and of course in relation to yourself. You've been like overburdened with this whole, maybe carrying way too much in a relationship before. But there you go. This actually leads to a great place. It leads you into having a new faith in loving, caring relationships and love. Happiness. Happiness becomes a new concept for you, a new understanding of happiness. And it comes with the Fool, right? The Fool, it's all about new journey and a leap of faith and freshness and a new start in a new direction. It's an exploration, it's an adventure, and I think you're starting to explore this new concept of love and happiness. Yes, look, you have all these like relationship and connection cards. And yeah, this is why you need this break, this is why you need to slow down, and this is why probably you need to kind of like fence up a little bit, even though with you, Scorpio, that's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous energy to be, because you can end up being like fencing up way too much. And you can start burning bridges, and you don't want to burn bridges. You just want to revisit the concepts that you have within yourself, revisit your own stories. And then you can start seeing other people, like your partner, if you have one, or the prospect of a partner, from a very different place, from a much more grounded place, with more awareness, with more responsibility for your own feelings, and maybe actually letting go of the responsibility of other people's feelings. Like you need to take care of yourself first, and there you can become a nurturing partner, or a nurturing and loving friend, husband and wife, because you learn how to fulfill your own needs, your most intimate needs. You don't need approval, you can allow yourself to experience that higher level of love. Where you don't need to do something for the person in order to buy your love, in order to be loved. You can be loved for just being you. And you can start seeing the other person for who that person is, not for what service it brings to you or what need is fulfilling for you. That's a brand new branding of love, and just a taste of that will change your world forever. It will change your worldview forever, and you can jump in this complete new cycle and help make this happen. Because now you have a vision that's much healthier, much deeper, much more understanding. This is a very beautiful process. I do want to clarify this 10 of Wands with the 3 of Swords. I have the feeling that I like to see what's this burden about. Yeah. And what's this processing? Like, what is it that you're processing here? It's not particularly comfortable for you this time. This is Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Sagittarius. I don't know, maybe some of you actually are dealing with a Sagittarius or fire sign here. Which can be Aries or Leo. Or it can simply be having to do with this aspect, with this energy, that you can find it within yourself or outside of yourself. Scorpios and Saggies. There's a dynamic there, yes, there is. Let's not go too much into that story though. And the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this can always be people in your life, but at the bottom of the deck you have the Four of Wands, which is the 11-11 card, and a card of marriage and happiness. And again, happiness here. And the couple, partners, and the lovers. Wow, wow, wow. Scorpio. What's this? Three of Swords and so it's a burden that has to do maybe with your belief system and with the way you've been valuing yourself. You know, the Knight of Wands has to do a lot with like the expansion of your belief system and defending your beliefs, which also kind of links to this card of standing up for your beliefs, standing up for yourself. I had this in Libra as well. My God, it keeps showing up. And you know, the way we value ourselves can really elude us, because sometimes we can really believe that we do. I value myself so much, and yet I don't see how I'm discrediting myself by maybe sometimes taking way too much on my shoulders, way too much responsibility that I'm supposed to be carrying, being responsible for my partner needs, for my partner's happiness, rather than encouraging my partner to be independent and grow within their own journey and heal their own wounds. You don't need to be the healer. You don't need to be the savior. You don't need to save anyone but yourself. And you need to learn how to value yourself by carrying your own load, and that's it. Letting go of what's not yours. I'm sure this makes sense for someone out there. Seems to be a pretty specific situation, but it is and it isn't, though, because this can be a very common way of relating into the world without realizing that we're doing. And yeah, you need to come back into this Empress energy where you like just sit back and attract the right kind of energy in your life, because you're a nurturer, because you are a creative nurturer person that can nurture oneself and plant new seeds and grows a new crop with a very different flavor. Yeah. Well, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I really am curious how this process is going to go for you. I think it's a really beautiful process, and again, as I said, it's going pretty deep. into rearranging the concept of relationships in your mind and the way you relate to the world. So well done there. Enjoy the ride. And yeah, if you do enjoy the reading, please like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you again next time. Have a great month.